This is Dr. Andrew Jones. In this edition of Veterinary Secrets, I'm going to talk about Kristen Lindsay, the bow killing vet, and how, in my opinion, the board's punishment definitely does not fit the crime. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. Today's episode, as I said earlier, is a little bit more serious. And it's about Kristen Lindsay. I think most of you all know who she is. She's this veterinarian from Texas who in 2015 went out and killed her neighbor's cat with a bow and arrow. And then not only that, she posted a picture of herself. So there she is standing in the picture smiling. She's holding this dead cat up that's been impaled by this arrow. And then she writes in the captions, my first bow kill, LOL. The only good feral tomcat is a dead tomcat. And then after she adds, Vet of the Year award, gladly accepted. And here's the image here that she posted on Facebook. First of all, this is super hard to believe. Secondly, we're dealing here with the veterinarian. So obviously this caused a huge public outcry. You may be one of the many thousands and thousands of people that responded, sent emails to the Texas board, to animal welfare societies, essentially petitioning to say, this person should obviously not be practicing as a veterinarian. Secondly, she should be appropriately punished. She shouldn't be allowed to get away with this, to go ahead and kill an animal in such a callous way. And then on top of that, to go ahead and publicly brag about it. Never mind the fact that she's a veterinarian. So different steps happened. An Austin grand jury was appointed. They weren't able to find enough evidence to charge her with animal cruelty. She's gone ahead and killed an animal without an owner's consent. Even though her claim that she thought it was quote-unquote a stray, likely owned by one of her neighbors. So she wasn't charged with felony animal cruelty, but the Texas board met and they thought initially, based on her actions, let's just completely remove her license, her ability to practice veterinary medicine. She went ahead and appealed that initial decision to a higher administrative level. A grand jury went and found that's not right. No, she shouldn't completely lose her license to practice veterinary medicine. And they suggested that she lose her ability to practice veterinary medicine for only 1 year. 4 years after that, she could start to practice again under quote-unquote supervision. And then after that, go ahead and work completely normally as a veterinarian. Which I think you and many hundreds and thousands of other people have a huge issue with. Clearly that's not right. The big issue that I and so many of you have with this is this Kristen Lindsay, she was a veterinarian. 100%. She's there to relieve animal suffering. That's sort of whole part of the veterinary oath that you're going to take when you graduate to become a veterinarian. The public, they hold veterinarians in high esteem because generally of what we do. We value animals. We put this huge value on animals, and they look to us to maintain that value in terms of to protect them from suffering. We as veterinarians are the ones who are supposed to stand up and say, we should not be doing things that are harmful to our animals. We should not be doing unnecessary tail docking, ear cropping, debarking, things that don't need to happen that are causing unnecessary animal suffering. As veterinarians, we graduate with the veterinary oath. I solemnly swear that I will use my skills to benefit society. I solemnly swear that I will protect animals, relieve suffering, promote animal welfare. I will hold myself and my profession in the highest dignity, maintain the highest level of ethical standards. So clearly, Miss Lindsay, she 100% broke the veterinary oath. No question, she caused unnecessary animal suffering. Part of her claim in court was that this animal didn't suffer, it just felt an arrow go into the back of the head. Seriously? First of all, this is serious professional misconduct. And Kristen Lindsay should not be practicing anymore. There's certain things that you do that essentially are going to nullify your right to practice. She should not be working with animals. Yeah, she made a big mistake. No, she shouldn't have put it on Facebook. But beyond that, really, it speaks to the core of who she is and what value she puts on animals. She should not be practicing as a veterinarian. And secondly, we've got this whole regulation amongst veterinarians, amongst these boards that claim to support veterinarians. We're going to represent you in one side, and also then represent the public and protect animals on the other side, often together in the same whole body. Clearly they're biased. You've got a group of veterinarians that are, in their own world thinking, well, it was just a one-time thing. She made a horrible mistake. If there weren't things like social media, you wouldn't all know about this. Yeah, she's skilled enough. She should still be able to practice. But no, she shouldn't. And the fact that there is social media, so many people were able to know about this and have this public discussion. I mean, what do you expect of your veterinarians or your other professionals? There has to sort of be a base level of professionalism and standard of practice. And if there's certain things happen, you've got to draw the line. She should not be having a veterinary license and being allowed to practice. I mean, if the Texas board wants to do the right thing, convene another meeting, and as a group, say, here's our standard, regardless whether or not, an administrative hearing, a court above them has made this decision. Make the decision. Remove her license to practice. Write to your local government representative. Write to the Texas board. Let them know that you're not happy with this decision. Because clearly they're also influenced by you, the pet parents of the world, especially if you're in Texas, especially if you're, living in this state where they reside. I mean, they're going to listen to what you have to say, because obviously they're influenced by the public as well, because they're trying to balance both sides. We're going to represent veterinarians. We don't want to be sued by someone at a higher court. But we also want to represent the public. So if you as the public are that unsatisfied, with this decision, they're going to take another sober second look and look at it again. I think the last thing I need to add in is that I think the majority of veterinarians that are out there in veterinary practice throughout North America are pretty darn good people, and hopefully you have one of them as a veterinarian that are seeing your animals. But as in any profession, there are some people that probably shouldn't be practicing. She's one of them.